of Armada regular council meeting will now come to order, where everyone rise for the pledge of allegiance to the flag, please. I
Pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
Thank you kindly. Have roll call, please.
Shaw.
Here.
Clark.
Here.
Conan.
Here.
Bullock.
Here.
Ballard.
Here.
Sledge.
Here.
Belkey.
Here.
Control agenda, what's council's wishes, please?
We need to add, change order number 7 is item D.
Okay, from, this would be on road professionals.
Yep.
Sewer plant.
Now, the sewer plant is right, and that's from our engineer. So what is council's wishes to?
Your motion.
I'll make a motion to accept the agenda as amended.
Second it.
Moved and supported, any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried. At this time, the floor is open up for citizen comments. State your name for the record, and you have 3 minutes to address the council, please. Anyone? No citizen comments tonight? Presentations, we don't have any presentations tonight. Administrative reports, Commissioner Reyes reports. Any commissioner have a report on it? Mr.
Just,
Cohen.
we moved the planning commission meeting to Wednesday, the 14th. So 7:30, if any is like to attend, we'll be having it 7:30 Wednesday.
Is that gonna be year-round then, right?
No, just today.
Oh, just this.
Then we're back to the first Monday of each month.
Okay. So that would be this Wednesday then?
Yep, April the 14th.
April the 14th, yes, that's what I'm questioning.
You weren't in here, you're excused.
Anyone else at this time? If not, February treasurer's report, you have a copy of that?
You have several packets.
We won't mention waste of paper, please.
We won't waste it, we'll cut it up, we use it as scrap paper.
It was late, so bonus, you get extra copies.
Yeah.
If there's no more money in the treasure,
I was hoping the balance is going on.
I thought that. All right. Next is a consent agenda approval of the regular council meeting minutes of March 22nd, 21, and the payment of bills.
We need to pull the minutes.
And we're gonna pull the minutes. for
And
number
that
16.
is agenda item E. There's a correction.
Mr. President, I'll move the consent agenda be accepted as amended.
Support.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion, please? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Motion carried. I have to abstain from that, you know.
From the minutes.
Yes.
Yeah, not from the
Yeah.
bills.
I show you right as a
Yep.
record. We will go to the old business then. Sewer plan update, Mr. Clark, your department, please.
Sure. I attended the construction meeting last Wednesday. Things are moving along. The SPR tank has been sandblasted and they're doing epoxy sealing on the cracks that are there. They have to wait a couple more days till they cure, and then they'll go in and do the lining on it. And we're continuing to work on electrical and piping. And we have a change order that's coming up later in the meeting.
Now, is that the great big tank?
Yep. No. The 3 tanks that are on the south side of the main building.
Okay.
Yeah.
So they just use 2 while they repair
Yes.
one?
Right.
That is it, Mr. Clark?
Yes, sorry.
Okay, next will be the water department. Mr. Belkey, please, your department.
Yes, thank you. I think everybody knows that the combined contract for waterworks and wastewater treatment plant management was awarded to F&V Operations on the 31st of March, right up to the last minute, but it did get awarded, and since the 1st of April, F&V has been operating both of those facilities. I've got for all intents and purposes, a start of work meeting with Chris Munson this Thursday just to go over the waterworks component. I'm not touching Steve's piece. I just want to make sure F&V is going to track to all of the specific activities we've asked them to. Sad to report that we did not get awarded a DWAM grant. Now the DWAM grant, Drinking Water Asset Management Grant, was one that we submitted for in the amount of $100,000. It's not really the one I care about them all, but I care far less about that one than the C2R2 grant, which has still not been announced. That's about $1.1 million, $1,150,000. I'll get it straight. That is yet to be announced. I would assume it's going to be soon. The DWAM would have helped us with something that's coming up. It's a complete distribution system, materials inventory. This is a review of all of our water pipes that we have going into residences, businesses, so on. It's related to the lead copper rule. The president was working some of those issues with another municipality, you might remember. In any case, we didn't get those funds. We have ways to make up some of the items that I wanted to use that funding for. So it's unfortunate. I got my fingers crossed about C2R2. Talked with Doug Scottless today regarding the arsenic detention design and engineering. We're trying to finish that up. He's in contact with Dennis Ryan. I think the last hurdle is Dennis is interested, if that facility gets put into place, interested in a sampling plan for about 6 months, which as much as I don't necessarily like having to do it, it's going to cost a little bit of money, a little bit, not a lot. But it makes sense to sample the water that runs through that facility, going down to the wastewater treatment plant to make sure that arsenic is not getting carried down there, which is the intention behind the whole thing in the first place. So, going to work out some of the details. It may be covered under the things that F&V does, or we may have to add a little bit of money to that and modify that contract. It essentially is 10 sets of, it's not even a good way to put it, sample 10 times over a period of 6 months. So can't imagine it's a whole lot. The bottom line is Dennis Ryan wants to see the results on that. We'll continue to work that. Last that I've got is we had talked the last several council meetings about the fact that the governor was going to not extend her water shut-off moratorium, and in fact she did not. And so, as we indicated, late bill water shut-off notices have gone out to some small number of residences and businesses. I'm happy to say that the list that we had was cut down by about $9,500 worth of water and sewer billing. hopefully because we were making announcements and putting some things online about it. In any case, the bills, the shut-off notices did go out. The bills are due the 21st of April, and shut-offs will begin on the 22nd of April. So if you have a late water sewer bill, really respectfully request you come into the village and office and try to set up a payment plan to get your bill paid down. Subject to questions, that's all I have.
Thank you. New business, adoption of a resolution for a special assessment for the police protection costs and expenses. What is your wishes, council?
All this is approving the resolution. If you remember at the public hearing, we didn't have all the numbers yet, so this is, we brought this back to this meeting, so this is just approving the resolution.
Mr. President, I'll resolve to adopt the resolution confirming the special assessment role for the purpose of defraying police protection costs in the village of Armada Special Assessment District and direct further proceedings for the collection and distribution of the special assessment levy on the taxable value of all lands and premises in the district.
Support that.
Moved and supported. Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
I'm gonna do
No,
roll.
roll call.
Roll call.
Yeah.
All right, good. Roll call, please.
Ballard,
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Sledge,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Walleye.
Yes, motion carried. Next is amendment to pay for one part-time police officer. What's the council's wishes?
Mr. President, I'd like to make a motion to approve a rate of pay, I should say rate of pay increase, or rate of pay levy, or just rate of pay?
Rate paid for,
Rate of pay for Jeffrey Gentner, a part-time, non-contracted police officer at the rate of $20.50, effective April 1st, 2021.
Support.
whoa,
Aye.
I jumped on that.
So,
That was a stereo.
Did you spell the officer's name wrong? Didn't you correct me on that?
I did. No, I think it's Gentner.
Yes.
It is, yeah. I called you and that's the email that I sent you.
You had to take the N out.
No, I had to put the N in.
I
We'll
was-
look.
I was- Not a big deal.
We'll both go look.
Yeah, not a big deal.
Roll call.
Yeah.
yes.
Continue to spend money.
All
Yeah.
right, Belkey,
Yes.
Shaw.
Yes.
Boy, I can't even read. Clark,
Yes.
Sledge,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Ballard,
Yes.
Walleye.
Abstain. Appoint new DPW supervisor. Probably this has to come from the president. What is council wishes? please?
Only because we do that in November, generally after an election. And we appointed Ed back in November. And since Dave has taken over, we gotta get him in the schedule.
Mr. President, I'll make a motion to confirm the president's appointment of the following administrative officers for a 2-year period expiring on November 21st, 2022. Superintendent of Public Works, Mr. Dave Wagner.
Second.
No? Who wants it?
Arm wrestle.
Give her the Steve.
Commissioner D. Clark, right. Not easy. Okay, let's make this a roll call also.
Ballard,
Yes.
Clark,
Yes.
Walleye,
I abstain.
Belkey,
Yes,
Sledge,
Yes.
Shaw,
Yes.
Conan.
Yes.
it was my motion, so just make sure you,
Oh, I'm sorry, Belkey.
I don't know, we were trying to figure that out.
My goodness. Boy, Russ, I'm just Not listening to you tonight.
Steve's already brought Dave and the guys donuts, so he's beat me to the punch.
All right. Up and coming agenda.
No, we got
Oh, that's right, this here, I'm sorry. Oh, we can't forget
Oh,
that.
wait a minute, before we go into that, Steve has indicated that Ed's office is cleared out.
Oh, no.
It's vacant. They're even painting the
He
office.
was painting in there, took everything out, he was painting, so.
Good.
So, changes happen.
Yep, yeah, good thing that got it. Okay.
All right. What is the, Mr. Clark, being so it's your department, you want to explain?
Sure. Well, we worked our way up to change order number 7 here. And I'll just kind of highlight what we're covering. Item 1 is remove and replace caulk in the SBR tanks. Item number 2, seal cracks in SBR tank number 1. And we will have, I'm sure, in the other 2 tanks, once they're lowered and everything, we'll have something with those 2, but at this point, it's just tank number 1. Item number 3, disassemble and reassemble the air handling unit. And number 4 is the SBR wiring, which Rowe is contesting the amount of money, and for right now, to keep things moving, the village, I agreed that the village would pay half, and they'll pay half, and it will go to some kind of arbitration, may get sorted out later. So with the 4 items under change order number 7, it comes to a total of $57,645. So unless anybody has any questions.
Just a quick one, Steve.
Sure.
Is the 15 and change for SBR wiring, does that represent the half?
Yes, yes it does.
Okay.
I wish we could cut that in half, but.
Yeah.
Steve, I did have a question. It seemed, I was reading Doug's write-up. It seemed like it was cut into thirds. I think they had asked for.
Well, there was another thing cut in thirds, I think is the, and he doesn't say it here. I'd have to look at, I know what you're saying. I remember seeing some other paperwork to that too, and I don't.
So between them, DF Best and the village?
Yeah, there's,
Yeah.
I just didn't want the minutes to get, you know, it looks like they're cutting it into 3.
Yeah,
DF Best, the village, and SGC.
Yeah.
yeah.
Source.
Source gross.
Yeah.
Yes. Yeah, this they say 3, and then, here he only said 2, but that is, my understanding was the 3. But it's still, the third is the 15,105 for the village.
So Steve, can your motion just be to approve change order number 7 and then read to remove and replace to seal?
I think I would just say to approve change order number 7
Don't list it?
in the
Okay.
amount.
Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
Okay.
This is it, Steve, right?
Yes,
Is it 57,465 total?
that is correct.
Yeah.
645.
645.
So approve change order number 7 in the amount of
No.
57.
Can we say not to exceed amount or no?
No.
No.
You don't want to do that. Now it's a change order.
Yeah,
Contractors love that.
Yeah, they sure do.
Ah, yeah, good point.
I'll make a motion to approve change order number 7 of the wastewater treatment plant SRF project 5645-01 for the total of $57,645.
Support.
Well, I heard you louder, so.
Okay, whatever.
Pretty loud.
And just so you know, Doug, also, we had a contingency fund on this, and with all that has happened up to this point right now, there's approximately only $15,000 left in that contingency fund.
Wow.
You tell them that,
How
that
close?
that's no more
I
changes.
told them no more a few times.
How close to your completion on that project, Steve? Any ideas?
I bet you I'm not even a quarter of the way.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
That's not good news.
No, it is not. But it's something that's been mandated by Eagle, and it's what we have to do.
One of those unfunded mandates.
Yeah.
Right.
Mhm.
That just aggravates the hell out of me.
paper.
Okay, any further discussion? Roll call, please.
Clark,
Yes.
Ballard.
Yes.
Belkey,
Yes.
Conan,
Yes.
Sleds,
Yes.
Wallach,
Yes.
or Shaw.
Yes.
Motion carried.
Thank you, everyone.
Thanks for your time down there, Steve. I know it's very consuming. Citizen comment.
No,
before-
yeah,
okay.
minutes. Gotta correct the minutes.
Minutes.
We put that on as item B.
Oh, I'm sorry.
That's okay. I confused everybody. On page 5, under, the, public hearing to discuss the ordinance for the compensation for the, council and the president. I had seconded by Shaw, and Shaw's not here. It was seconded by Clark. I pulled the stuff out to see. And also in the, oh, yeah, that's it. So it's Clark.
Mr. President, I'll move that the minutes of the council meeting of
March 22nd.
March 22nd, 2021 be accepted as amended, as corrected.
Support.
By Shaw. I caught that one. All right, any further discussion on it, gentlemen?
Well, we don't need a roll, but
No.
you're abstaining, you will be abstaining also, right, Mike?
Yes.
Okay.
So, all in favor then will be
Aye.
Aye.
Coleman, Flynn, Ballard,
Yep,
Clark.
everybody else. Okay, thank you. Thanks for touching that, Mike.
Yeah.
All right.
That's fine.
Oh, move a little faster.
Ask for your money for that meeting.
Citizen comments, floor is open up once more. State the name for the record. No one in the audience to address the council. So we'll move on to council's comments, please. Any council comments?
They painted at the parks, they painted the waste receptacles and we're gonna spruce up the park this spring too. I wanna get the pump house painted. I'm thinking if these guys like paint, maybe we can get the village to paint, maybe the DPW guys would paint.
Well, I wouldn't say they like to paint.
They're doing a nice job.
We had several days of them painting.
Do you have some doors or some windows or something to do there too?
I know Steve's.
No, the windows and doors were done.
We did
We did that last year.
Are you gonna paint the brick?
No,
Oh,
just
okay.
the trim.
Just the trim,
Just
all
the
right.
trim needs it. All the trim. No, not the brick.
Not saying you can't ask them,
Yeah.
because they will if you ask.
Yeah, I
I'm
think
sure.
I'll at least ask them.
Yeah.
In case the money.
Actually, that may be a good test of the changes now, because they're not doing generally water stuff.
Right.
Mhm.
And they would, say, hey, can you schedule it? Might save us some money, all we have to do is buy the paint.
I know, talked to Dave the other day at Ed's retirement, and he had told me to ask for anything that we can upgrade, so. It looks like they're gonna be cutting the grass, whether they like it or not.
Yeah.
Yeah, no,
No new grass color yet?
No, it's gonna look
I
like.
know how bad it is. I can't find one either, so.
It's gonna be the village. Like to get them a zero turn, but that's probably
Well, we're talking about $9,000 almost approximately.
for a zero turn.
There's a cheaper one, I think, you mentioned it, it's not on the agenda, but I know North Center has the orange ones up there. Skag.
Snakes, yeah.
And they're new in boxes, so I don't know what the prices are on them. I never did check, but I have a zero turn, that's why in the X mark, I know.
Yeah, well, that's a little bit higher, fancy X-Mark. Pretty nice one too. You can get a Cub Cadet for about $3,500.
And I wouldn't want to cut it.
No.
So, no other council comments? We don't have, A closed session, I lost my page, I'm sorry. Thank you.
Under community events, for the next meeting, I'm gonna have, AMVETS are gonna ask to do their parade again this year, the Memorial Day parade. They haven't submitted all their stuff yet, but they've been in talks with the police chief. And I do have one from the Lions Club for a four-corner. So those will be coming back up again. You know, they understand though that with approval, it just comes with, you know, where we're at, you know, I mean, whatever the governor.
Well, we gotta put that through the chief, don't we?
Yeah, it comes through the chief first, comes to me, and then it comes to council. So, you know, he's making sure that they have all their, you know, they're required now to have like their COVID action plan, all their stuff, you know, how are you going to do this to remain safe? So, you know, we'll see. I don't have the AMVETS yet, but I have one from the Lions Club.
Are you talking to the commander on that? Is that who you're dealing with, or one of the guys?
You know, I don't know who's in charge now at the Lions Club.
MS.
I don't know if Greg is anymore, but he's the initial contact. I forget who's in charge now though.
Might tell them to reach out. You know, something I don't see. I assume they're gonna say that any veteran is welcome, but I think they need to perhaps reach out and either put something in the paper or put something out on Our Love Armada or, you know, whatever.
The AMVETS for the parade?
The AMVETS for the parade.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know what they do for advertising. I just, you know, I mean, if they can have it, where, you know, they understand too, you know, we've talked to them extensively, the chief and I.
You might wanna give them a call yourself as a
I'm a member, I should be.
Oh, you're a
able to-
member.
Yeah, but I just.
Well, they
time-wise-
understand
We
that. I
can't
mean, it
tell
could be
them
open
who
till
they
the
have
day
in their
before.
parade.
No,
You know.
but it should be open to everybody.
Yeah.
Any veteran in the
I
area.
don't think they'll have a
I
problem
think
with
it is.
anybody marching if they
Yeah.
want to.
Just without the reach
More
out.
the merrier, Bart.
That's right.
So,
Very supportive of them
yeah,
organizations.
absolutely.
Communities have been really supported over the years. Next is we don't have a closed session, and I'm going to entertain a motion for an adjournment, please.
I also move.
By Mr. Conan, please, and
Support.
Mr. Bell.
You
Any
get
further
3 supports to spend $45,000, but you can't have to get a support to get out of here.
Any further discussion? If not, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye, motion carried, meeting adjourned.